Yo, what's going on, guys? BotMentality here with another Bitcoin chart analysis. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the April 9th action we've got going on here, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm on the daily. Let's go ahead and jump into the 1 hour chart. And yeah, the first thing you're going to notice is this huge sell-off here. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and talk about the market sentiment right now. It appears to be turning bearish. I think this pullback really freaked people out. A lot of people bought into this right here, guys. A lot of people bought into that, thinking, okay, the bottom's in. We saw the lows here at 66. This is it. People bought into that, and then we got dumped on, guys. And this is one of the things I talk about, and I've talked about in past videos, and I always stress to you guys is before we get into it, just don't chase, okay? Remember, like I was saying, if for some reason we just shot all the way up to 8,000 in 1 second, the price won't be sustainable. There will be plenty of dips to buy on the way back to 20, 30,000, wherever Bitcoin ends up going. Don't get, fear of missing out. We call it FOMO into price action like that. Don't do that. Because all it's going to happen is you're going to FOMO in, you're going to use size, and then what happens is you'll take a loss, and then the next time it starts going, you're like, okay, well, this is it. Let me make back my loss, and then you size up, and it just gets worse and worse from there. You start compounding your loss, and that is not what trading is about. That's not the bot mentality. That is not how to trade like a machine, and that's one of the things I want you guys to learn to avoid. So don't chase anything, and as you see, this is the reason why. So yeah, the sentiment's been turning a little bit bearish. A constant reject of highs at that 7,200 area, 7,500 area is leading people to, feel a little bit more uncomfortable now, I think, is where we're turning. But I don't think everyone's just piling in short right now. I just think people are kind of, losing faith is the word. It seems to be turning that direction. So on the 1 hour, let's talk about the price action right now. So remember that channel we had previously over here. I talked about I should say around 7,200. I talked about it in multiple prior videos, and we had broken below it a little bit and pushed upwards and pulled back. And sure enough, we rejected off that again, and the bottom was right about here. 66.80 is where I like to draw that bottom at. So yeah, we rejected right off that high over here, the top of the channel at 7,200. And that's why I was telling you guys yesterday, I was saying, if you were going to enter short, that would be a good area to do it with a risk right above that. Or if you were already short, that's where I would risk on the hourly. If you weren't risking on this high, if you entered into this consolidation, right? So that's what you needed to keep an eye on. Trade the channel. I mentioned that in the prior video. Trade the channel. So what's going on now? We had a huge pullback from the 7,200. Definitely, that's a confirmed reject. Not much of a bounce here at all. We see a slight buying up there into the low of 6,703. So we saw a small buy up right there. Nothing major, nothing crazy. We see the huge downward spike or the increase in bear volume right here. So it looks like soon we're going to retest the bottom of this channel right here, guys. So I would say be patient and wait. The reason why I say that wait to buy is because you see right here, and right here, you see we kind of poked below it a couple times. So if you bought right here, you might get shaken out. I would wait a little bit lower. The RSI is currently at 31 on the hourly, but I could see that going lower. I would say sub 25 would be a good area for a bounce play. I would just be very patient with that, just because of how many rejects we had here off the top of the channel. So definitely careful about that. Now remember, I spoke about what we needed to see in order to break that 7,500 area right here. We needed to see increasing bull volume here on the hourly. We did not get that. Take a look at this volume right here, guys. It's just level. Nothing really happened. It's been the same as we've seen. It's even a little bit less than this area right here previously. So nothing significant happened there on the volume side. And if you had bought up here at the highs, you're down around 6% right now, and that's definitely no fun, guys. No fun. So we had steady low volume, nothing different there besides the normal spikes we see there. We need bullish confirmation to really see us break through that 7,200 level as far as volume wise. We need to see an increase on the bull volume on the hourly. So what would I be focusing on now? Let's talk about the bull case and the bear case. So, so for the longs, I would wait for that chest down here at the 66.80. If we held this low area at the bottom of the channel, that would be very, very good as far as on the bull side. We held it again, but And this is where I need to go ahead and add in the note here. But we need to see an increase in the bull volume in order for that to really take hold. Because all that's going to happen is if we continue doing this, is we'll move back up here to the top of this channel or potentially even a lower high like this. And then the sellers are going to rush in and we're going to get sold off again. Because we don't see that, we're not seeing that increase in bull volume. We need to really make new highs. So guys, you really need to wait for that. You really need to wait to see that. If you're on the sidelines looking at the bigger picture, I'll talk about my daily perspective. If you're trading, that's why, guys, I wouldn't set profit targets, you know, way out in this area. I would not set profit targets long way on in this area and move your, you know, have a trailing stop on it, because if we're not seeing the volume, we're not going to hit all the way up there. So if you're going for a bounce play, I'd be looking to exit once we start hitting these lows. So right here under the 7,000 horizontal resistance. So I'd be looking to sell in this area if I was long, or if I was looking for a bounce play. I'm not looking for anything too crazy, because if you don't see that volume, the price is going to go anywhere. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. Remember, sub 25 RSI is what I would be looking at personally for a bounce play. And let's talk about the bull case. If we can see some seller exhaustion into that 6,700 area, that would be really nice. For the bear case, guys, I'd be looking for, if I was looking to short this, would be a bounce and we reject that 7,000 area. Okay, we're making a lower high. Basically, we don't get above this point. And on the bounces, we need to short. You don't want to chase it downwards. It's the same thing as chasing this right here upwards. So what you need to wait for is a bounce. Look for a bounce up into this area to start getting in short. You're expecting that that prior high there on the hourly of what, 7,000. Let's see, 7,165 and 90 cents. You're expecting that to hold. Okay, that's your risk. And then you're looking for lower highs to test these lows right here. And then once we test those lows, if it breaks, I would take a little bit off, or even take some off into that area and then just hold the rest. Because you never know with this kind of volume, the market can be easily moved by people using market orders. So you don't want it to spike up on you all of a sudden. You miss your covers on your short and then you're just sitting underwater. So definitely have those orders ready to go and don't be too greedy on the hourly. So we'll go ahead and jump over to the daily and we'll talk about that. On the 1 day, guys, what we're looking at here is, remember I've been speaking about, you know, even though we had this second green day here on April 8th, if we reject that major resistance of 7,200, all it's going to be is a lower high. Even if we went to 7,300 or 7,400, all it would be in the big picture is just a lower high. And so that's exactly what we got here. You see we had the pullback. The pullback here, we had a high of, let's see, what was it? A high of, yeah, $7,169. And we rejected that right here, and we ended up making a lower high. So now we're pulling back. So this whole push right here is lower than this push, and this push is lower than this push, this push right here. And so what are we seeing? What are we seeing? We're seeing these lower highs. We're seeing that consolidation of price action. This is that downward wedge I've been speaking to you guys about for a while that's playing out. And when we get huge consolidation like this, it usually results in huge moves. As you can see now, that channel, now you can clearly see on the daily, that channel that I drew, the lines going all the way back, you can see us within that. And so we need to be keeping an eye on the bottom of that. But remember the wedge I drew, I'll just draw it again here for you guys in case you didn't see the last video. We draw the large trend line straight down here, right? Okay, you zoom in on the more recent price action. We draw another one right here, connecting these highs. I'll go ahead and do that now. So connecting those highs, and what we get is we're seeing that we're basically forming a wedge. The price action is getting, we're getting with the low. The buyers are staying right there at the low, the bottom of that red line right there at the 6,700 area. The buyers are around there, 6,500. Meanwhile, the sellers are moving down, and the buyers are not moving. So what's going to happen here soon? And the price action can only get so tight on the daily here, guys. So what's going to happen here soon is we're going to see either the bears went out or the bulls went out. So whether you're playing either side, you need to keep close stops. You need to be paying attention, or if you're waiting on the sidelines, make sure you have your orders in a very conservative area. We're not looking for anything too crazy. Longs, you want to be looking down here toward these two prior lows, right here and right here. If you're trading the daily, and then shorts, I'd be focusing on all the prior highs, all of these right here, all these pops. And then wait and see what happens, because we need to choose a direction here soon. We can't sit here and consolidate forever into this pattern. We're either going to break up or down. And I will say, it does look like the momentum's heading downward. And the reason why I say that is just look at this price action right here, guys. You know, this V-shaped bounce should have taken us much higher than it did. We should have gotten all the way back up here towards 15,000. We didn't make it there. So just keep an eye out, guys. Just be careful. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. We're talking about the daily chart here. So we now have a confirmed lower high after the test on April 3rd. Again, we're playing into the downward wedge. We didn't have enough bull momentum to break the 7,500 resistance right now. And the sellers are moving down and they're waiting for pops to sell. We're seeing the layered sells moving lower and lower. People are moving their orders down, guys, to meet the price, to sell into these bounces. Now, one thing I want to keep in mind here, I want to kind of point out to you guys, is you remember in yesterday's video and the video before that, and I'm pretty sure the 3 videos ago, actually, I was talking about the 40 RSI resistance. And if you look here, if I draw my line here, right here at the 40 RSI, we bounced right off of that, right here and right here. So literally, even if you didn't have the chart, if all you did was trade the RSI level, you would have been able to either, you know, long the bottom and sell the top, or short the top and then cover up on the dip. But what I'm trying to get at here is that 40 RSI level definitely lined up and it proved as resistance. So the relative strength index is a very good tool to use in conjunction with other technical analysis to support resistance in your trading. That's just something I really wanted to point out here for you guys so you could see it. So let's see, bull case. I'll say we hold the $6,520 lows. Let's say we hold that, which is this area right here. We hold this area. It'd be nice if we retested it. That'd be the ideal situation. We retest that for a bounce and then push up on increasing bull volume to rip through the 7,200, 7,000, 7,200, and also 7,500 area. That would be ideal. Or regarding the bear case, is if the 7,200 at the top of that channel holds as resistance, then maybe we pull below that. Right now we're below 7,000. We might get a little bit of a bounce, but we go head down and break the 6,520 support, and we'll go back and test this low here on, let's see, that's April 1st, this low of $6,450. We test that, break through that. Next thing you know, we're at February 6 lows, which are back here. So that's kind of the bear case. Bears, you need to be looking at that resistance at 7,000 to 7,200 area. And then bulls, I'd be just looking at the support down there at 6,520, and also play the channel that I talked about on the hourly time frame. So, all right, guys, the video getting a little bit long here for you, but that's really my thoughts right now on this price action. We're getting more of the same. Just be careful and start watching for what's different. That is when the opportunity will come. That will be when the biggest money is going to be made on this next move. Whichever we decide to go up or down, there's going to be money to be made. Just stay patient, keep an eye out, watch the price action, trade small. Make sure you keep your emotions out of the game, guys. Have the bot mentality and trade like a machine. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.